Hello? Okie doke. Welcome. So, I posted a little advertisement for this stream, and I'll probably be deleting it. So, but just because it wasn't as well produced as I would like it to be, to leave it up is more than anything more than just an advertisement. Anyway. Hello. So, I did not want to do this stream. I will be honest. I've avoided it for so long. In fact, this was all the research I have gathered. I downloaded it today on my PC, but I've had it for a while. Pretty much since the Ethan content cop came out. And I don't know, dude. Something about it just didn't make me want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. But I did do a lot of work researching. So I think that if I want to do it, it's fine. I should just go about it in like the best way possible. So I'm going to be reading my description aloud. Okay. This is a new series I'm doing called Video Vigilante. Not at all based on content comp. Anyway, I had all this research done whenever Ian first put out the content comp about Ethan. Unfortunately, through my research, I found mostly things on Anisa. She is the more disliked one of the two, so it makes sense. She, in my opinion, has behaved overall very toxic way for a long time, especially towards other women. I avoided covering it because I didn't want to be associated with the right-wing misinformed who criticize her for both just being a woman and having an OF account, which I don't think she should be criticized for either of those things. I did a lot of work researching this, so I ask you to indulge me by watching the stream if you want to. You don't have to. My wish is to come at this from a more open and understanding angle, and will criticize both Ian and Anisa when it's valid, and still being able to. But I also reserve the right to quit talking about this at any point in time and start talking about aliens. I will be reading this description on stream. Okie dokie.
Someone away.
Let's keep fucking with the audio. Hello? Hello. Okay. Cool. Now we're cooking with gas. Olane. I was having issues with my headphones, so I started the stream without them plugged in. But I figured it'd be best to plug them in. I need to just not think or look about that, or think about that or look at that. And I need to probably delete that short that I made. Or at least private it. I will do it later. I will do it later. I need to do stream things now. I have this in the doc. Look at all this shit. Look at all this shit, you guys. Or you guy, or whatever, whoever. Look at this. I mean, to be fair, it's mostly just like singular screenshots and shit, but still, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. And then I also have all this, which is like stuff that other people has gathered for me. Thank you very much to all these wonderful people, including Ian and Ethan for providing said content cop and just the content in general. I'm really trying to be open about all this. I don't want to hate on Ian. I don't want to hate on Anisa. I think that it's counterproductive. I don't want to hate on them. I think that there are certain things that specifically Anisa has done that is just genuinely unseemly. Rude would be a better word. Rude. Okay, I'm still good. I'm so nervous about this mic situation. You don't understand. I've had such issues. I'm sure you do understand. I'm sure that's why I lost like a bunch of viewers because I keep having mic issues, which I don't blame you guys. I wouldn't watch somebody that was silent. Anyway. Oh God. Okay. Which, to be honest, I kind of, sorry, this is off topic. I kind of like it better when like it's small, like smaller viewership, and then like 4 or 5 people like it, because then that means it's like, you know, out of like the 30 people that saw it, like 4 or 5 people enjoyed the stream enough to engage with it, and I think that's nice. And that makes me happy that people enjoyed it. Anyway.
There's Puppy.
Puppies. That's a good thing to turn to. That's wholesome. Okay. I gotta crack my neck. Oh. Okay. Let's just get right into the news. I hope Keemstar knows that that's mine. Alright, so I think that what's best is to just... It's the content cop, not a lot of it. I just want... We pretty much know what it's about. If not, I can give you a rundown. Pretty much... Ian in the content cop is accusing Ethan. To be honest, I'm really not entirely sure what... He criticizes him. He has a lot of the same criticisms as Hassan. Ones that I don't really identify with, but I'm not gonna... I don't know. If he feels that way, then he feels that way, and I get it. Also, if Anisa feels that way, especially because... Where is she? No, Hassan's Turkish. Lebanese? She's Lebanese, I believe. But, and her dad's Muslim. So, I feel like, if anybody has any right to be upset, I mean, or if I guess a bit, hold on. I don't know. I don't know about that, to be honest. In terms of Ethan specifically. Now, the conflict, of course, yes, 100 times. Yes, she and everybody else should be upset about that. Um, but in terms of just Ethan, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I was a part of the brigade. Sue me. It wasn't a brigade. I just genuinely did not like the video, so I disliked it. But I feel kind of bad. Anyway, it's not that deep. It's fine. Well, I don't know if it's like that. Anyway, um, so, but I think that if anybody, like, I understand why or how she, out of anybody, could have anything to say. You know what I mean? I mean, like, putting her opinion in the situation is important, I think. She can identify with certain aspects of it, as can Frogan, and Denims, I believe. Yeah, Denims can as well. So it's like, in terms of just like representing their beliefs and their backgrounds, uh, yes, of course, they have every right. They have every right. Um, but I don't know. I think, and then you could also say on the other end, like with Ethan, it's like, I think that everybody's just getting a little too sensitive on both sides. I think everybody's a little too sensitive. Maybe take a beat, think about everything that's been said, things that you yourself, had to do this. I've had to do this with myself. Um, think about things that you have said and how you would feel if it was like the other side saying that at you. You know what I mean? And how you would retaliate, and then back and forth, and just like go down. Just try to put yourself in the other person's shoes, please. It really does help perspective. It really, really does. I think so. It helps me gain perspective a little bit when I need to. Anyway, anywho, who here's Ian doing silly content cop things. We can love this. Okay. And again, I don't want to be associated with those right wing idiots. I don't want to be in that camp. Me and those douchebags, we are not the same. I do feel for Ian, though. I do feel for him. And no, not because I think his wife is a succubus, but because have been things that she has said about him, which I, where she said it, I would consider to be public. I mean, I don't think she considers it to be public. It was in her Discord. But you don't really, if you if you don't want those thoughts and feelings getting out, you probably shouldn't have posted them there. Do you know what I mean? Like, those were very private things that she said, and she's even said very private things on stream about Ian, and and then I have it as well, I think. Yeah, it's right here. What Ethan said. Let's just go to it. Now, do I think that maybe this should have been handled with a little bit more grace? Yes. He did. It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. He wasn't like, oh, he's a virgin. Really. It was just more of like, he should have been more couth. He definitely should have been more couth. But assuming we believe Ethan and assuming we think this is true, this does add a little bit of context to their relationship, I think. And it could and it could not. It really is like a person to person basis, but I think Ian and Anisa specifically, and this is coming from a person that has never met them and has only seen them through screens, so take it with a grain of salt. But it seems like this this does hold credence for the rest of their relationship and makes sense. There's a lot of people that it's beautiful that they lost their virginity to their partner that they spend the rest of their lives with, and that's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing, and that could be it's a wonderful thing in this situation. Still, it is. That's awesome. Like that's crazy. You don't see that anymore, and I think that's neat. Good for Ian. You know what I mean? Like genuinely good for Ian. But um, I do think that kind of like um I really want to be careful about how I say this because I don't want it to come across like I mean something that I don't. Because really, the only thing that I gain from this is how I see their relationship. Like, that's basically what Ethan said, just not as sensitive. Um, but yeah, good for Ian. I think that's cool. I think that wait, here's a kind of a good way to put it. I think maybe I don't know. Tell me, you tell me. But good for Ian. I think that this is great. And depending on the kind of person Anissa is, um, could make them have a wonderful relationship and a trusting relationship, and it'd be awesome and great, or could be taken advantage of and manipulated and um, used to, yeah, I guess, for not healthy things. For not healthy things. Anyhow. Aliens. Oh, you guys just want to do aliens? We could do aliens. I'm down at any point. You guys let me know. We'll do a poll. We'll do a poll. And if you guys want aliens, let me know. if if anybody gets bored of Ian and Anisa, or not really them, but of me covering the same shit over and over and over that everybody else has covered and that I have also covered. If you guys get tired of that and you want to learn more about aliens, let me know. Because I've always got my back pocket full of alien conspiracies. Don't even fret. I've got a bunch. I've got this one, the one that we've been covering, and I've got more. So don't worry. All right. So, yeah. I think that that's actually cool. If that's true, and I hope that um, Ian was treated with respect by his partner, given that vulnerable piece of information. And also, I wish that Ethan would have handled that vulnerable piece of information a little bit better. Do I think it's admirable that throughout all of this, throughout Ian saying that they weren't friends and that they were never really close and like making these videos and all of this, that he only just now brings it up? I think kind of. I mean, not really particular. If he hadn't brought it up at all, that would have been the most admirable, of course. But I don't know. I think that it shows that he truly did understand that that was a vulnerable piece of information that Ian shared to him as a friend. Like, why would you? And on another note, Ian says that they're not friends. Why would he tell Ethan that? That is so personal. That is so personal. Like, I don't know. Like, if you just like made videos together and like, you know what I mean? It's very personal. But to trust Ethan with that too, and you're not friends. Anyway, to trust him with that, I'm so sorry, I keep going on this tangent, but it just blows I don't get it. To trust Ethan with that, given everything that you've been through, given, like, you personally, not even Ethan, like, with everybody calling you a cuck and calling your wife a succubus, and which I don't think those things are true, let it be known. It's just what people have said. You trust somebody with that information that you lost your virginity to your partner after when all these right wingers are saying these horrible things about you, and you trust this information with this person, and you're not friends. I don't get that. I don't get that part. Anyway, we've literally just watched Ian dancing. Let's let him speak. Let the man speak. This is nonsense, all of this up here. I'm not watching this stupid shit.
How?
All this is so dumb. This like fucking 11-minute intro is so stupid. It's like 6 minutes, but still, well, what, 4 minutes? 4 minutes. 3:40.
Speak up.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
All right, guys, I'm going to tell you a story about...
There is also, it's going to come up later in all of this. Things that I have from Reddit in this right here. But and I know that it's his wife. She, holds a certain place in his heart, and she can get away with certain things that other people can't. I completely understand that. But the things that Anisa said to him and about him, yeah, more about him than to him. More of the awful things she didn't say to his face, I'll be honest. Which I don't know if is worse or better. But, it's just not nearly as bad as, hey, fuck you, you didn't defend me, whenever there was a campaign to get CPS called on my kids. And I wish you would have. If we're friends, I wish you would have done that. That would have been nice. Not only did you not do that, you had an editor and were platforming other people that were saying stuff and platforming that editor. So he wasn't cool with that. And talking to people that were platforming that message and spreading that awful, awful shit. Okay, continue.
About Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might not be familiar with the background, with his podcast, with what's been going on over the past couple of years. So Ethan, as you know, is a content creator who has a podcast where he says all sorts of outrageous stuff. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with all sorts of different controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences. Now, in his podcast with Hassan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wing.
Don't want to cough in your ear.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
Oh, that's 100 shavers. You trans women. I say, oh no!
And it was mostly...
Listen, Leftovers was good. I wonder now if that's what Ash meant when she said, you guys can get your when I can get my political podcast back. Was she a Leftovers fan? Girl. I see you, girl. I loved Leftovers. It actually informed me of a. It was very informative. It was funny. It was a good show.
That until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank are subject to these horrific conditions, horrific living.
Because I thought at the time she was talking about Hassan, but he's a streamer. I don't even think he has a podcast. Yay! I love Leftovers too. Or it was.
Living conditions by the state of Israel, America's greatest ally and the only democracy.
Also love Frenemies though. Frenemies was peak. I fucking love Frenemies to this day.
In the Middle East, if you ask Republicans and even liberals.
Well, the dance he invented was so kick-ass.
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that may be a war crime. It literally is.
It's just eating the toppings. And the pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn victims.
I think it's a good analogy.
I just mentioned her. It's Frenemies.
It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time, is more of the goof guy. And that's fine, you know? We don't expect Ethan to be...
I'm like completely... it's not his fault, but I'm completely tuned out. I cannot hear Ian. For whatever reason. Like, I hear him. Is it just because what he's... doesn't hold really any substance? It could be it. But that's my personal opinion. Or also, could just be... me not paying attention because I have horrible ADHD, but I really just can't.
Be an expert on the topic. Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli, she served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand, he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political streamer, so this is something they're very keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're gonna call it out.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this massive progressive audience that Ethan has...
First of all, the full clip was Ethan saying that that live in Israel, as well as regular Israelis and even some Palestinians, a lot of Palestinians is what he was saying, hold that phrase to mean that that is what it means to them. That is what he was trying to explain to Hassan in that moment. And from what Ethan brought up, that seemed accurate, but also, I mean, I don't know. I'm not there. I have no idea, really how even to look that up, or like if I will get an accurate answer from Google. Like, I don't think that that's something that you can really honestly know unless you ask, like, do a poll of like a group of people in both, you know, Israel and Palestine, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think you just have to, yeah.
And
I'll be clear, I'm not going to Gaza. I'm scared. I'm scared, and that's about it. But, and, you know, that's pathetic. And I wish I could do more for the cause, I really do, because it's horrifying what those people are going through. It's awful. God. I can't imagine. Truly, I cannot. It's... I saw something. I don't know if it's good or bad, because I know that Trump is also, like, wanting to level Gaza. And, he... Oh, man. I don't know. I can remember most of it. But the gist, anyway. But I know that Trump is wanting to level Gaza, but I read that Hamas either open to possible resolution with the U.S., insinuating a possible ceasefire. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but Trump is wanting to completely level Gaza and rebuild like Trumptopia on it. So I don't know if that's good or not. Like better, like it's most definitely better than people dying. So, but I don't think that I don't know if it's better for like the Palestinian people and like the fight that they have fought. And I don't mean like the death and the war itself. I mean like these people, the actual citizens that have stood against violence, but stood with their own morals and values and beliefs and knowing what's right, and the people that don't agree with any of the killings, that wish that there was a different way to do this, that sees a different way. Some even see a different way, might not be as efficient, but I'm sure there are other ways. There's this, and then just the general citizens, you know what I mean? The people that just fight for their heritage every day, just by living as them. And loving where they're from, loving their heritage. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Adopted over the years, they're becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it not on Leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen.
Let me do this too. There you go. Now I can see you guys. Hassan does have a podcast. Oh, it's Fear and a political podcast. Did it cease? Did it stop at any point? Is it stopped? Do you know, Eric? Anyway. Ethan is disgusting. Yeah, I've heard that opinion. It's not political, really? Okay. I was hoping that me and Ash, but we identify on a lot of things anyway. We don't need any more common ground. It didn't stop. They talk about all kinds of stuff. It's fun. Okay. I might look into it. Does he have cool guests and stuff? Or any other co-hosts? Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I think that some of the things that Ethan does is misguided. But son of a gun. I am struggling out here. Okay. Okay. You know what I missed? Did you ever see, this is so off topic. I'm so sorry. Like, I need to stop. People are leaving. I missed Some Ordinary podcast with Mudahar and Oopaville and Nuxtaku. That was so good. That shit was banging. Anyway.
Moving segment, and it didn't show it at the bottom of the tier list.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And so this is when it goes into outer space. This gets so unhinged.
I have not watched.
You haven't seen this? Okay, you're
the last.
Okay, good.
I mean, I didn't really see the tier list part either. I guess I thought I watched most.
It's hard to watch. I think most of the people who are probably not watching the whole thing because it's not entertaining.
It's not good.
Funny. It's not good. They probably watch like 15 minutes and say, "I agree, Ethan sucks."
Also, I just kind of knew that I was going to be watching it for like 6 hours the next day.
There's so many tabs open. This person said, stupid loser internet drama. It's fair. My brain rots a little bit every time, which is like, and so you're defending me. No, I'm just kidding. But so you're saying that it was a good thing for me to make this video because otherwise I wasted all that brain running nonsense on fucking researching this shit. So to be for real, I don't know. Both have done things that I'm disappointed in, and I like both of them. So, and I've consistently watched both of them for a long time, and I'm also just covering the drama. And I try to remain open on everything. Really, if you're wondering what my opinion is, I haven't made up my mind pretty much on anything ever. I try not to. I try not to have. Sometimes I do. I do sometimes a lot, but I try not to. I don't want to have like a direct opinion. I'd like to just be able to cover stuff that would, yeah. So, and to be honest, I've been skipping over the reason that I didn't even cover. Past couple videos were like Mr. Beast and like alien stuff and fun stuff that, you know, that I had fun researching. Not that I spent hours of my life and then decided not to cover and then was like, I brain rotted myself for no reason and I should just go ahead and cover it, which is what this is. Like, look at all this shit. Like, look at all this shit. But also,
a few days ago, my good
had nothing to do with this. Like, absolutely nothing to do with this. Because I've uncovered this weird Anisa stuff. Like, before Ethan, like, recently, Ethan has been attacking her. Or not really, they've been going at it. Her and Ethan both. They've both been going at each other. So, I found all this research literally before any of that happened. And I decided that, like, she didn't even, like, what does she even have to do with it, for one? For two, did I even want to debase myself and fucking sit here? You know what I mean? But I decided that I had already sat and did, like, literal, like, hours of research, you guys. Like, I'm not joking. And so I might as well just cover it, but I'm already getting tired of it. And I want to cover aliens. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try. You know, I'm not perfect. Things happen.
Said that?
Aliens. Like I said in the beginning of the stream, I reserve the right to quit talking about this and start talking about aliens. And I don't care how many, in terms of that part, if people leave, that's fine. Because at a certain point, I feel like I'm going to get tired of this. But not right now. It's fine. Aliens. We have this big, long document. Look at this. Look at this juicy CIA fucking... Look at this. This is... Not that part. This part. Look at all these documents, dude. Anyway. Look at all this. We have this, and there's different alien conspiracies that I have. Not just Stargate, but look at all this shit just from Stargate. I nerd out. Look at it. There's so many pages. Anyway, there's one titled "The Time That a Magician Came into the Lab." I want to know about that. I bet that was a fun day. Anyway. Where was I? Oh. They don't get through this shit, like, at all. I would just like to get Ethan's initial... Yeah, we'll get Ethan and to the content cop. To let them... They do! They do! Stop, don't get... I will start nerding out on this shit, dude. They discover the craziest shit. Alright. It's called radio visual technology or something, and they can like basically like astral project places, and then the aliens can like pick up on their signals, they said. And this is I'm not crazy. This is a CIA document, CIA.gov. Okay. I'm not crazy. They're crazy. Anyway. Let's get Ethan and Hila's initial reaction. God, this stuff is just not fun. All of this stuff, especially, like, Anisa just being horrible and, like, not being a good partner and being mean to other women. It makes me sad, and it makes me feel bad for Ian, and it makes me wish that... And it makes me feel bad for her, too, because, like... She's clearly going through her own shit, too. Because, like, if she feels like she needs to go and talk to, like, random people, like, about her personal thing, like, issues with her husband, like, she's got stuff going on, too. I think that in their podcast they talked about going to couples therapy. I think that's good. I wonder if they're still going. Like, really, I'm being genuine. Like, I hope that they are. I hope that maybe... Oops. Oh, well. Oh, I think I disliked both of them for to make it equal. Now both of them are unliked, or undisliked and unliked. So it's equal again. But... Shit. Oh. I hope they have gone to couples therapy and they have worked things out. I don't know if I'm going to drag this shit back up. Because they probably, like, I don't know, but maybe they've worked past it already. Maybe. If so, Ian is so resilient. Like, he is very forgiving. Aliens coming to fight with us be the only way humanity would truly unite. Imagine excited Trump sitting at the table figuring out how to fight an extraterrestrial threat. That sounds like the best sci-fi movie ever. You should write a screenplay about that. I would watch it. I would watch that movie. I would for sure watch that movie. And I think the aliens is our only... It's our only way we're ever going to stand up against AI, dude. Aliens need to come save us from our own creation. Holy shit. I'm being dead ass, actually, right now. They really do need to save our asses from that shit. We should have never fucking fucked with AI. We should have never fucked with, like, that deep fake shit. No. It's so bad.
Oh, no.
Let me call him. But what I was going to say is, like, this is just going to get me more support amongst conservatives, which is like they're desperate for that to be the case. I'm not doing anything. I'm not saying anything differently. Because now
I kind of agree with that, which I don't know if that's fair. I've been seeing AI true crime falls for it. I see all kinds of AI produced videos and people fall for it hook, line, and sinker, dude. And it's like some of it's really bad too, which is scary because like it can get so good. It can get so scarily good, and people are falling for the bad shit. It's like, oh God, you know what I mean? We're fucked. We're fucked, bud. We're so fucked.
Because now it's going to be like the quartering and all these people that come out and be like,
Idubbbz is a cook.
Yeah, exactly. Something I've never said that I
literally put that in my description for a reason because I do not feel that way and I don't want to be associated with those fucking mongs.
offended him all. Hey, Ela. Hello?
Oh.
Oh, something happened. Hold on.
Thanks, Joe. There we go. There you go. Man.
Well, that was that.
Hey.
You're coming here?
Yes, I am.
So she's on the air.
Yeah, you're.
I can't fangirl over these girls right now, but I love these girls so much. I love them. I'm sorry. You cannot take these girls. You cannot take Olivia from me. And on a lot of days, Ela, bless her heart, some days. But it's not her fault, though. Like, the things that she said, first of all, haven't even been that bad. Second of all, mostly taken out of context. And third of all, I don't think that she is ill-intentioned with any of it. I think it's coming from a place of maybe misunderstanding at times and also, like, where her home country is Israel, you know what I mean? It's misinterpreted. What's up, my unemployed fam? Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Clearly nothing. I also love Gila. I love her. And I love Olivia. I thought about making this my palate cleanser, and I still might, but Olivia just put out this video, and it's so cute. She's talking about the drama between Paris and Lindsay, which is also some of my favorite gossip and drama. I love that shit. It's such a good the whole thing is so crazy and how it's intertwined. And I don't know if she's gonna go as far as like with the Wilder Rama Rama shit and all that shit or not, but that shit is also nuts.
Yeah, obviously you're live. Did you you're coming here because of this content cop? Okay.
I told you.
Your thoughts on this so far? I mean, we're debating if we should watch it or not.
I know I'm having an internal debate too, and with myself, if we should do it now or not. Because on the one hand, I'm so fired up, I don't even know what to do with myself, which is why I'm coming. On the other hand, I don't know if that's a good state to be in live.
That's the Ela kind of spitting.
On the third hand,
kind of spitting right now.
my son is already watching it live, promoting it, everything.
Yeah, of course.
And on the fourth hand that I wish I had, I mean, who gives a fuck, you know?
No, it doesn't. So, like I said, it's not going to affect us at all because our communities.
None of this shit, like, yeah.
It's already been having this conversation. And
the fuck does it even matter? People are here. Yeah. If people are here processing this information, they clearly want to be. You know what I mean? Fuck it. They have their opinions made up. Most everybody already does.
Who's still watching understands that these people are insane.
Yeah.
Ay. But also, I think it's kind of Sigma just to go in raw.
It is true. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. No. That's why I'm grinning, because I put Idubbbz drama in the title, and I don't. It's cheeky. It's cheeky for sure. Maybe I should not have done that. I don't know. It's not a big deal. I'm not really making fun of him. Yeah, that's his name. It's Idubbbz drama legally. He changed his first name to Idubbbz and his last name to Johma. But yeah, his name's Ian Johma. I don't know. Again, that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Beautiful sentiment. I think that given everything that has been speculated about their relationship, speculated through evidence, you know what I mean? Genuine evidence. Being mostly Anisa's own screenshots of her Discord, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm sorry, I keep saying you know what I mean, so it's like over and over and over, and I always will, and I'm so sorry, but it's just gonna happen. So, alright. And alright. Let's just do this though, because I'm gonna keep avoiding it, because this is Badempanada stuff. No, that's Badempanada. That's not what I need. That's also Badempanada, I bet. I bet from here up is Anisa stuff, I bet. Okay. Actually, I think better context for this part would be to look at this thing first. But no, I would like to say I'm not judging either. I think that it can be beautiful, a very beautiful sentiment for him to change his last name to her last name. I think that's great. You know what I mean? I think that's so cute, actually. The more that I think about it, I think it's adorable. But I hope that he is not leaving himself open and vulnerable to be manipulated, you know what I mean? Depending on the kind of person that Anisa is, it could indicate or be that he's being taken advantage of, or just be outright taken advantage of. Because like it's kind of like it could be considered a power thing if it's not considered like, oh, that's wholesome and sweet. You know what I mean? I don't think changing your name's a big deal either way. Really. I think if you want to, great. If you don't, don't. On either side. I think it would be cute if you switched. If I took yours and you took mine. Wouldn't that be cute? That'd be cute. Okay. Like, just like a married couple, like you take one's and they took the other's last name. That would be cute. They should have done that. They should have done that. He's 34 years old. I think he's okay. I know. I just feel for the guy. He's a grown-ass man. It's a fair point. He probably shouldn't be in a toxic relationship, though. This shit's toxic as fuck. Anyway. Oh, God. So many. I'm not gonna read all this. Why are most political streamers crazy? I don't know. I think that what they cover is, I think covering politics, like, opens you up to, like, having opinions that, some people would consider crazy and some people wouldn't, depending on what side you are. You know what I mean? Politics just it just, yeah. It's a minefield, dude. Any way you slice it. I forgot where I was even going with this now. That means that I don't have to go through all the screenshots. Anyway, she's just she's just not being great. Where is it? Fuck it. Fuck it. If I think it's important, I'll bring it back up.
Next day too, so
Soak it in. Soak it up, baby. Soak it in, soak it in.
An apology video.
What's this for? Yep. Yeah, so this is reviewing the content cop.
Directed at Cutie Cinderella, and it was graded by a professional psychologist, Dr. Kirk Honda of Psychology in Seattle.
Love
and
him.
Ethan got an A+ rating.
In terms of a public apology,
Are you by chance?
Oh, I thought this picture was nice. Just up here. I don't really care about the meme, to be honest, but it is a nice picture of the. Look how happy he does. Look happy. And also, if you give the context to this stream, they're talking about they're raising money for Palestine, and in this stream in this video they're being silly and goofy. You know what I mean? So it's different. They're doing different things. Is why one's serious and one's not. But he's having fun, and that's nice. And they like each other. It seems like they're friends. Oh. I mean, politics aside, the drama has come out from them is crazy. Yeah. I think that yeah. Usually they have very strong opinions, so like those people, usually very opinionated people, are kind of crazy, yeah. From Tim to Tim. I really had like a thing with this. Oh. She says something about Chris in this, which is like, okay, Ian's a grown man. Yes. I don't think anybody of any age should be talking about, especially if you're a public figure, should be talking about, I don't know, essentially like wanting to cheat on your spouse or like leave your spouse with, and outright leave your spouse with like people you don't know. But that's personal. It's like, you know. It's awful, dude. I feel like my soul's dying. Aliens. Aliens. Oh. What do you think about Sam Hyde? Have you seen Idubbbz plus Sam Hyde documentary? Yeah, yes, I have. I think Sam is a very controversial figure. I think he can be very funny. He's a comedian. And I think some of his jokes are funny. He's a very controversial person, and his beliefs do not align with mine. That's what I think of Sam. I think that the documentary was so fucking funny. Though. For Ian. That is a good example of him being creamed because he's a grown-ass man. I don't give a fuck about that. He fell right into that trap. You should know better, buddy. You are, you are grown. How did you not, come on, dude. You really think that, he just made it so obvious some of the times. Some of the times it was, fine. And, you couldn't tell it was a gag. And then other times, with Danny specifically, which is fucked up. By the way, that part was fucked up. But it's dude, that's you should have, it's just, I don't know. To me, it seemed like it wasn't. He got him. He got him. So, The reason I brought that screenshot up is because she brings up Chris. And this part really doesn't even have to do with Idubbbz, in my opinion. It more has to do with just Anisa. But, this is how she's talking about Chris's girlfriend. I think it's, like, strange. These are grown people. This is a grown person. She's grown in this clip. And she, like...
I was like, you cunt, you know who I am, piece of shit.
2 podcasts in a row, that's terrible.
Well, I mean, it's been a fucking month.
No, but it'd still be in a row.
Fine, we'll get your fucking cunted girlfriend on.
So, I mean, that one's not that bad, but it's also not great. Don't love the C word. Especially in relation to, like, another girly.
Are you sure you haven't canceled it? Because you found the love of your life? You found the Pocahontas to your John Smith? You want to understand her land and her ways.
What are you fucking saying?
You want to understand her land and her
Also,
ways.
this isn't mean.
Like, she's your Pocahontas.
But it's kind of like, what are you on about?
Honest. So you come from 2 different worlds. What if Lacey this whole time has teeth in her vagina and she's waiting for the right time to, like...
Well, I mean, I feel like I would know if there were teeth, you know?
But what if they're like cat's claws where they come out?
They retract?
Yeah, they retract. Oh yeah. Do you eat Lacey's ass?
What the fuck? We're not having this fucking conversation.
I asked my chat yesterday, I said, do you think Chris eats Lacey's ass? And everybody was like, yes. There was like no hesitation. It was like 100% yes.
Jesus Christ.
Do you eat Lacey's ass?
No.
Are you sure?
Am I sure?
Because you seem pretty okay shoveling those fries in your face while you...
That took the life out of me. Dear Lord. That was awful. That was awful. I hated that. Oh, God. That made me feel icky. She's dating Ian during that clip. They're dating, they were together. Yeah, it's not a great look. Anyway, in this screenshot that I was, like, trying to figure out where the fuck I was going with it earlier, she said something about, even though Ian would never defend me, or even if she's talking to people, like, in her Discord. She said, even though Ian would never defend me, or even if you threw acid on his skin, alive, maybe, but he's probably too pussy. And then she says something about, and he says, or then somebody says, and he says the final boss in this game, and then Anisa says, Chris would stick up for me for sure, but like, ... This is also why they were together. So, silly drama, I know. Doesn't matter. That's why I kept it in the vault for so long. But I have all this useless shit, guys. It's so dumb. I got so much of it. It kills me. This one isn't that bad, I don't think. She's just talking about wanting to leave him. Couples therapy was a good idea for them. I hope they're still going. Yeah, I do have to find a way to use up all this extra space. I'm gonna have to delete all this shit, too. Yes. It's for Fortnite. I tried to get in. I like Spider-Man. Yeah. I like Spider-Man. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna try to start streaming Fortnite. And possibly Marvel Rivals. It's in the works. I need to get... I want to get a mouse and a controller. I want to get a controller just for, like, laid back nostalgia reasons. And then the mouse, and I need a desk and stuff. Yeah, if I stream games, it'll probably be on Twitch. Psst. Here she's taking credit for the, this one's silly. Actually, this one's very silly. There's 2 of them? Why were there 2 of them? I do not know. I want to get a lot of different skins. I'm not sure if I know who Georgette is. I feel like I'm out of touch. I'm missing something. Do you have a Twitch account already? Can I follow? I do. It's itty bitty, and I haven't been on it in like 2 or 3, probably 2 years. No, like a year and a half. I streamed Fortnite when I worked at the vape shop. There might still be VODs on there. Oh. It should be the same. It should be the same handle as this. I like YouTube better, but especially for like these kinds of commentary streams, it's a better format for that kind of shit, especially. Gaming, I don't know. Twitch is good for games. That's what I feel like that was originally its purpose, was it not? Or am I crazy? Was it just overall streaming? I thought it was just originally for streaming games. But when I think of Twitch, I think of streaming games. When I think of YouTube, I think of streaming commentary. I don't know why I put them in 2 separate boxes. Like, I tried to do a Fortnite stream on YouTube, and I don't know. That shit did not go well. It's just, it's not what audience go to one for one thing, and they go to the other for the other thing. You know what I mean? Oh. But, so this is Anisa taking credit for the Tana thing. I'm sure everybody's heard about that, but if you haven't, the one where Tana's standing at her meet and greet, and Ian goes up to her and tells her to say the N-word. Apparently that was Anisa's idea, according to Anisa. As soon as the contact cop thing was coming close, he just switched gears and was like, I didn't even exist. So that one's, like I said, there's parts of this where I feel bad for her too. They clearly need to go to couples therapy and not talk to random people on their Discords. This was stupid. Why did you do this? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? I really don't, because you love Ian, right? Like, this is not something that I would ever do to somebody that I love or respected. Like, you don't know these people, really. Like, you do, but you don't. Like, you are gonna, especially what's more important, whether you know them or not, whether you consider them friends or not, what's more important is that Ian doesn't know them. Ian has no idea who they are. You're telling them crazy shit about him. And about your relationship with him. Very personal stuff. Ian might have had a gun, an N-word gun, she said. She was wearing a fucking bra and nothing else. It's weird of her to slut-shame Tana. I mean, just in general, that's fucked up. especially because like her herself is like a OF creator, so it's like, why are you shaming somebody for their clothes? What are you talking about? You shouldn't be shamed for what you do, and Tana shouldn't be shamed for what she's wearing, nor should you be shamed for what you're wearing. Literally, her profile picture, she's wearing a low-cut top. You shouldn't be shamed for wearing that top, just like Tana shouldn't be shamed for wearing a bra or whatever the fuck you said. Good lord. So, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I forgot I had this. What the fuck is this? Holy shit. What am I reading right now, bro? What the fuck is this? Hold on. Am I reading this correctly? Hold on. What? What the fuck is this? Like popping off saying some wild stuff. She was wild, yeah. This is fucking wild. Are you seeing this? I'm like actually baffled. I'm gonna read it out loud. This is a tweet from Anisa. I swear I forgot I had this. I'm not joking. Like, this is not fake. I swear to God. How did I just... I guess I just screened... It must have been one of those late night research binge, and I screenshotted it and just mass sent it to my email, I guess. This... What the fuck? Okay. Sorry. She says, I'm getting my hair done, scrolling through Twitter, and then boom, there it is. At Shadbase art of Thanos pulling anal beads out of his ass. The hairdresser lady left, and I don't think she's coming back. I don't blame her. Hairdresser lady, if you see this, I'm so sorry. This happened to me too, but not Thanos. Do you guys know who Shadbase is? You know who Shadman is? If you've heard of the Mr. Beast drama, or not drama, the allegations against Ava Chris Tyson. Okay, so okay, guys, I'm not making this shit up. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna go through the Ava Chris Tyson stuff, and that'll explain who Shadman is. So one of the things that when Ava Chris was accused of being inappropriate with children, okay, I'm like literally shaking right now. When she was accused of being inappropriate with children, it's probably because of this, is why the name sounds familiar. One of the things was that she was a big fan of Shadman. And Shadman is an NSFW CP. He's literally like a boogeyman. He's horrible. He draws CP. I'm not making this up. He draws CP. You can look it up, but don't. But if you don't believe me, feel free, but don't look it up. I mean, yeah. It's awful. It's disgusting. One of the videos in Mr. Beast, this was like the big thing. Yeah, it's a horrible. That's why when I read this, I was like, what the fuck is this? Holy shit. Oh, God. Yeah. So, a big thing, too, was there's a poster on Mr. Beast and Ava Chris's wall, because they were roommates at one point in early Mr. Beast videos. and there's a poster that was, I think, signed and like personally sent to Ava Chris and Mr. Beast. I think really just Ava, but it was put on the wall, and even there, after Ava left, it's like a big deal. People were going after Mr. Beast for it, like asking him about it. There was also a big thing with like Keemstar's daughter. He said he was going to or either did draw inappropriate content of Keemstar's daughter, which is horrible. Yeah. Or son. No. Somebody essentially dared him to do it. I think it was Destiny. I think Destiny basically dared him to do it, and he did it with his son. Oh my god. Yeah. Pigs. What the fuck, Anisa? What the fuck even is that? I feel like I could stop now. What? I feel like I don't even have to look at anything else. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? What? What? Oh my god. That's so gross. I laugh when I get uncomfortable, so excuse me if I laugh inappropriately. It's not because I find this shit funny, I don't. I don't care about any of this shit now. Like, what even was that? It's like choosing the lesser evils. Yeah. Ew. Oh, you saw my subscriptions. I've been exposed. You've seen who I subscribed to. Now you know me very well. There you go. If you're curious, you can see. I'll be transparent. I'm subscribed to the H3 podcast. It's my top subscription because I'm there for videos. That Surprise Witness is really good. If you are if you want to know more about the Diddy coverage, you should go check her out, for real. She's who I get all of that information from. Okay. I really feel like, what else is there even in this? I'm actually sick to my tum-tum. I'm sick to my stomach. Oh my god, I don't care about that. I don't. Oh. She's just being mean to women. Oh, this is her mom. There's one I did want to find. Let me find it real quick. It's not Anisa, it's Froggy Fresh's. But stop. Be quiet, girl. I don't want to hear from you right now. Talking about creepy shit. Is it not in this part? Is it in the other part? It might be over here. Basically, Froggy's wife posted a statement that was saying that Anisa is just not very nice to other women. Especially was not very nice to her. And apparently has a reputation of such, from what I can remember, is what she said. That's Froggy Fresh's wife. But now, like, what the fuck does that even matter? Because what was that Shadman thing that she posted? What was that? So this one's weird and poor taste for sure, but it's from 2015. But still, I don't think ISIS exists. My dad's a Muslim as they come, and he wouldn't hurt a fly. Well, that's sweet that she loves her dad and that she knows that he wouldn't hurt anybody. ISIS was real. I'm sure she knows that, though. She has to be joking, right? Yeah, she's joking. It's satire. It's gotta be. Okay. I think I'm done. I think I'm done, you guys. Wait, no, I'm not done. Disappointed. Is Nick still alive? No. He's gone. Don't read the chat. Okay.
No, this is why we're here. This is what the people wanted to see. After how many months has it been, folks? We started talking about this again in February. Creator Clash is allegedly fucking postponed indefinitely. We don't have a date. We don't have a time. It hasn't even been pulled off of the site. You could still buy tickets, but the big fucked up part is supposedly the more they wait, the less likely it'll be that you could get like a fucking your flight canceled and reimbursed. So there are people who are going to Florida and they're going to be very disappointed during this weekend today. So this is good news, Mark. This is good news. Will Neff, one of the only fighters who I haven't heard talk shit about Ian and Anisa, has come out to say that Creator Clash is just not happening
today. So I suppose it's out there in the ether, but Creator Clash is delayed.
Creator Clash. I feel so bad for this guy.
Clash is delayed to a date far in the future. For me, this is a huge bummer, not only because
Now, we don't know when this is. We don't even have an official word. The every piece of information we have learned thus far.
I recommend watching Nicholas Diorio's latest video.
Has gone through fighters first in no official capacity. You have to imagine right now that, not Justin Wong, Nathan Wong? No, Nathan is dad. Freddie Wong. You have to imagine Freddie Wong is like...
I love the tiny Nicholas Diorio in the content cop outfit.
Fucking turning in Creator Clash 3's grave right now, finding out from Will Neff that the event's been fucking canceled, right? He's probably fucking terrified. He's got no idea what's going on. He's frantically texting Anisa, who also apparently has no idea.
I recommend watching Nicholas
Freddie Wong's
latest video.
Yeah, this is a disaster.
Could have been avoided if they just became Bee's honeybee.
All of this could have been avoided if they just stopped doing charity events after their last one made $0. But I mean, listen, I'm the crazy one. I'm the malicious entity who wants to see a charity fail, apparently. All I know...
Nick has said some crazy shit, but it's usually like he's usually somebody, and he's usually making fun of somebody. Is it in the best taste? No. Does he... A lot of the things that I've seen people say, it's like, see? He's an intolerant prick. And it's like... He was making fun of somebody else, but, like, he shouldn't have said that. And it was, like, what was it? Did I delete it? I had it in here. Something like, Nick, I don't fucking know, it doesn't matter. Who the fuck cares about Nicholas Diorio?
All I know is the event this year is supposedly put on hold, but all of that money that was raised by Hassan Piker that's not affiliated with the event will actually go to charity, so I guess that's a positive.
So I suppose it's out there in the ether. But Creator Clash is delayed. Creator Clash is delayed to a date far in the future. For me, this is a huge.
Did I already talk about Ian laughing at the skulls? No, but I can. No, but I can. As in, was that in Deputy? I think that was in Content Deputy. I bet it's around here. What do you think? Somewhere around here or something? Is it in this one? Because Skulls, Content Deputy. I'm pretty sure it's this one. If anybody knows for sure, let me know. Let me see. Oh, shit. Oh, it was the interview you did with Noah Sampson. Thank you. Thank you very much. Does Nicholas have an OF account? Does anyone know? I don't think he does. That's the best thing I've ever fucking read. Does he? I mean, I don't care. Good for him if he does. He doesn't, like, show his face on the internet that much, so I can't imagine that he'd be comfortable showing his body, but that's... For one, more power to him. For two, it's still fucking hilarious for some reason to me. It's still fucking funny. Just reading that comment was funny. Oh, fuck. I'm afraid I'm gonna do the same thing I did earlier. Oh, I got it. What did Ian do now? Hi, Trevor. No, but Blowblax does. Blowblax does, yes. I was about to say that. Thank you. Yeah, Blowblax does. Does he have an actual OF, or is it... Yeah, he does, I think. I know that he had, like, the NSW, Twitter, and Reddit. Okay. He should... If he doesn't have an OF, he should make one. Because I heard that he was having money issues. And he is posting content anyway. You know what I mean? He should at least make money off of it. If he wants to. No pressure. I think he does have one. He should. So, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. What was it? Noah Sampson? Is that what I would look up? Noah Sampson. Oh, why do I do that? I always spell Idubbbz name with like more D's than B's for whatever reason, even though it's like 3 B's. I do like... What? That's not it. But I feel you, guy. I'm here too. How many views does he have? Oh, he has graphics and shit? Damn. Damn. He doesn't need any help from me. He's got graphics. Oh, look, it's me. I can't find it. I know that Ethan has it. But I'd rather just watch it unbiasedly in its full form. I don't care to give Noah the view if it means I can do that. You know what I mean? I don't know what to look up. Let me just... I guess I'll just do it through Ethan. I know that it's there, at least. Wait, what am I doing? I'm just gonna look it up. If that doesn't do it, I literally don't know what the fuck will.
One last question. Did you send the skull?
How many views does this person have? Alright.
Skulls. What is your opinion on the skulls?
Why would
and
you
did
ask
send them?
that? Like,
Because they think it's a joke.
Yeah.
They think it's funny. They like that it happened. And then also they
It's
say that I'm
activism.
lying. I'm lying.
I'm gonna say thank you. I kind of look like Letty. Who is that? It sounds like a good thing.
I'm lying. I sent it myself. It never happened, but also it's funny and we love it that it happened. That's basically everything.
I didn't send the skulls. I don't know. I thought the skulls thing was kind of humorous to hear that.
Yeah, so I mean, I was like, okay.
So
That sounds pretty funny to me, bud.
That empathy unlocked thing that you were talking about, I don't believe it anymore. I think there's 0. I don't think you're even at 20%.
Well, I don't know.
I just don't. I mean, the thing about like the crew and everything, like what I don't understand the point is like, because Ian said something about like, oh, come. It's like, okay, so it's still skulls. I don't care if it's coming from I mean, it's clearly it's more, but Ethan never said that it was somebody that like personally sent him a skull. You know what I mean? Like he said what it was, and either way, it's fucking scary. You know, I guess you could say one way is scarier than the other, but then you're gonna say that the other one just is. Yeah, that's stupid as fuck. And it's clearly a threat. Like, clearly it is.
Well, I don't know what's not funny about receiving.
I don't even know what you look like. Okay? Pretty sure the maximum you show me is your chin, of all things.
Human skulls in the fucking mail.
Especially when I heard that they were like from skulls.com or some shit like that.
Skulls Unlimited, which is the only place, by the way, in the entire America that sells skulls.
Is that They true? Are
I think
real.
so. They're like an exclusive.
She streams every day. Good for you. That's crazy.
Retailer, because guess what? It's not easy to obtain human skulls and sell them. That's generally a very dicey.
I actually want to see if I could actually buy like actual skulls, like not just like I don't mean as a way to terrorize people or something, but because I like the aesthetic of skulls. Like I just want skulls
Girl.
to be hung on my wall
Just make one out of clay or something, or order one. There's fake ones. Stop this.
and on my desk and stuff. I want to hold a skull while I'm streaming. I want to stream.
I want to get past this Edgar Allan Poe shit.
Bits of information I've ever known, right? The fact that your legacy lives on in the form of theater because you donated your own fucking skull, your real life skull to the Globe Theater is like one of the sickest pieces of trivia. Yeah. Interesting.
I get
yeah,
what
know.
she's saying, but I get what she's saying. I don't think she's fully being weird, being strange, but I just... I came here for... I did not come here for this.
Human skull in the box. That would be like a serious criminal investigation. Right. That would be like somebody got murdered, right? Allegedly. It was fucking
Stop.
But he found it was funny. So, I mean,
Stop saying that.
you know, since we're laughing about everything, I'm like, okay.
But that's so distracting. It's so distracting. I'm trying to pay attention to the clip, and she's over here saying it's cool. It's not cool. Stop saying that.
Right? Allegedly. It was fucking
humorous.
But he found it was funny. So, I mean, you know, since we're laughing about everything, I'm like, okay.
But that day for me
Let's have a
was really far from humorous. It was the day that was scheduled for CPS to come and talk to our kids.
Why Oh, I want to know. I want to know.
They tried to cut that out, is what happened, and they didn't catch it all. He was essentially like, they don't. People will have been. Some days, another reason why they cut it out, I don't know. I feel like it might not have been because I'm chronically online, and I feel like it was like a couple days apart, if not even like the next week or something. But there's only they released that it happened way after the fact, by the way. But there was a leak of a video on Reddit that I saw after the fact that alludes to it being that it said that they confirmed is them talking about the skulls, like live on air, like when it happened. So we can generally know when it happened. They're real skulls. What the fuck is funny about that? But hey, activism or whatever, lol. That's what I'm saying. I don't, and I get, like, she's, like, talking about, like, the performative art of it, but she's over here saying, like, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. So
Oh, I want to know about the info. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but
All right. I guess I just will not talk about that day, but
okay.
It was not a humorous day.
No, it wasn't. And I mean, Olivia, you guys opened it. You're the ones that fucking opened that shit. AB, that was you handling it, right?
Dude, chill.
Yes, it was.
It's just so funny that Ian is just being like, no, that was just funny. It was fake. It came from skulls.com and he probably sent it himself. It's humorous.
I can confirm that Ethan did not send it to himself. And
How do you know?
We were all freaked out by it.
I was scared out of my mind.
I think that was also crazy when people started saying, including now Ian is hopping on that stupid, like, it's clearly Ethan did not send those fucking skulls. Why would he do that? That's so dumb. And then even if he did, like, he kept it to himself for, like, the first month or so.
Scared out of my mind.
I mean, yeah, we have armed guards at the office now. That's not funny at all.
It was
even though he's fantastic.
He really is.
He is the best.
It is
I love
not
him.
funny.
It was. They did make a decision to send 2 skulls, which I did interpret as a death threat to.
I'm gonna re-like it because I appreciate the clip. I don't condone what she was saying. I don't condone all of what she was saying.
Ethan and I.
I saw it as nothing else.
Yeah, well, how it's going to be interpreted.
Skulls thing was kind of
I understand where she was trying to get at, but I don't condone it.
Humorous.
2 skulls showing up at a couple's house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not funny, but okay. But so okay, we're going there. Okay, Ian, I hear you.
I heard that they were like from skulls.com or some shit like that. That made it funny.
I have no choice. It keeps blocking my phone message. Well, just stop spamming caps. Just chill out. I told you.
Yeah, no. Skulls.com with this.
Who is this?
Who's
guy?
watching this shit?
Both of these. Who are they?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people.
People have no personality.
Right. It's like the two.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this pig bitch who's gonna come here and be like, I'm the most empathetic person in the world. I just can't help myself and sit here and laugh about skulls being sent to my family, me and my family's house. Like, who the fuck?
Okay, so this bitch is crazy. Sorry, this lady is crazy. I see now.
Is this?
Or the other guy next to him.
Well,
saying,
Noah, I expect nothing. Then Noah's a total scumbag, and he's gonna get his. Don't worry. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not forgetting anything about what. There's so much happening.
I just can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Like, people who don't like us even had no problem saying, hey, this is too far. Like, this is actually crazy. Why is it that you think you cannot at least, like, say this?
All right. Uh-oh. Hopefully that'll be all right. Oh, it's fine. Yay. I thought that was fucked. We'll do that then, and then we'll... I thought that was so fucked, you guys. Okay. almost so bad. Like, I was trying to act cool, but I was freaking out inside. I don't know if you could tell. I was like, fuck, 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 fuck. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's what it's crazy that you can be a business that's what you do, is that you send other people's skulls, that you send people's skulls from one person to another, like for one, or no. They would just sell skulls, I guess, and they just put the H3 address. I'm assuming. Actually, it's probably what happened. Yeah. Yeah. But still, that's still crazy. Why are you selling people's skulls? For what purpose? For scientific research? I feel like there's specifically shit for that. You know what I mean? There's specifically places that you can get skeletons and shit. Like, you don't have, like, for science. You know? I would publicly tell who sent them and never said anything about a charge. Yeah. I don't think that they can. I think that they asked who sent them, and the they couldn't give, either they wouldn't or they could not give a response. The skulls.com people or whatever. So let's get out of this. This makes me anxious. Go away. Okay.
Went away.
I just needed anything else about the analytics of the stream.
Ask you, this hate watcher person, where did you find out most of this information? Well, if you...
Okay. I feel like sending death threats has a legal charge already. So I feel like it's like it's a threat, you know what I mean? At least it's insinuating something. It's like, why else are you sending somebody's skulls? You know, I see what you're saying. Okay, so self-serve justice route. Nothing wrong with that. I feel like sending them death threats. Wait, I already read that one. Yeah, most businesses won't disclose private info unless it's to authorities. Yeah, it's not a death threat. You couldn't prove it in court. I agree with that. It's not okay. I think that it is still, like, what else does that mean? Do you say, like, that's all I meant. Like, it's not directly like a threat, but if I'm sending somebody body parts, it doesn't mean anything good, you know? It doesn't mean that I really like them, usually, and that I wish them good health, you know? It's a scare tactic, yeah. But no, Trevor, you're right. You couldn't prove it in court. No judge would ever go for that, for it being an actual death threat. I don't think anybody would blame you either, Marshall. Who cares? I don't know. Us, I guess. Me. You don't cares. You don't has to watch. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah, it's brain rot. It's brain rot for sure. But it's brain rot that I'm interested in. I would take it as a death threat and handle it on my own out of court. And I don't think anyone would blame me, Marshall. I agree. It is a scare tactic. Northern Riot. Oh. I think some people care. I understand why people don't care, though. It's very niche.
If you want to find about the very large bonus cuts from ticket sales, you must be watching the Nick DiOrio live streams, because that's the first place that I think anyone's ever known about this. Because I remember finding out about it, and I didn't know about it from Harley. None of the finances are public. Yeah, I know. That's another thing, not public. I'm not sure if they're planning multiple expensive parties. Yeah, no transparency there, but they did that for the second one. And by the way, if you're a casual viewer of Idubbbz, you probably don't even know about the gala stuff because they don't tell.
Does he call him a bouncer? Should I just get a bouncer just in the corner and just talk?
Tell you this stuff. Or at least it's not like very easy to find. It should be in the fine print.
The goat. Thank you for the $5.
I think if you put charity money towards a gala and a comedian, that should be in the fine print. That the money is going towards other
Please ignore Nick's chat.
amenities such as flights, hotel rooms, comedians, singers, drinks, venues.
It was very expensive. Creator Clash 2 was very expensive because they, with, I would say, all right intentions, wanted to give the fighters something. That's just happened to go home concussed. That's a nice sentiment, but you still need to save some of the monies for charity.
Oh, this is a happy accident. I haven't streamed since I fixed it, so I wouldn't have known that was broken. But supposedly now, there won't be any more blue screens. There won't be any more issues.
They need to release the books for Creator Clash 2. That would be cool. They had noble intentions, but not the funds for it, yeah.
With chat, getting memory issues and deleted. Now apparently I'm back to full strength. So I'm sorry I was muted. I think the audio should probably be okay. I think I'm on the correct input. Let me make sure. It is... I mean, it's going to make noise, but it might not sound good. Mic in for Wave XLR, so that should be okay. What about this? How does this sound? Oh, that's lower. I don't like that. Yeah, we're going to go back to mic in. Mic in. That's how I like it. Oh.
Man, is that how it sounds when my mic was out? That's probably not good. I did like the whole intro with that shit out. It'd be alright.
There we go. Told Nick to be quiet. That's what I was doing. I was being quiet, chat. We actually got an Omni-Man skin with bees now.
Nice. I don't care. Get to the business, Nick. Get to the news. Good lord.
Are you serious?
Although it is cool that there's an Omni skin in Fortnite. That's neat.
I actually had a video set to watch for him in a segment that I never did.
Oh.
I thought it was funny, but I don't remember. Or has the video been deleted? I could have sworn.
He's got a little boxing outfit on.
Is that it, maybe? I thought he had a video a long while ago. I guess not. Maybe I'm misremembering? I could have sworn...
Anyway. Do you think Creator Clash has a chance for a comeback, or do you think they're going to cancel? It sounds like that they're going to cancel. Unfortunately. I mean, you can't buy tickets anymore, can you? Well, you can, but there's no date anymore. They have postponed it indefinitely. Well... They should just cancel it outright. Yeah, they pushed it back indefinitely. They thought they just didn't say. They were just like, it'll be back at some point. Don't know when. You can buy tickets for it. It's okay. At least that's what Nick says up here. Let's keep watching.
Venues. I think they should have to put an itinerary of how the money is being spent, because it's a charity event, right? It's for charity. I think that itinerary.
I think it's going to be canceled. All those people, yeah, hotels, yes. I wanted to translate it. I don't know what you said. Penis bubber. I don't know what you said. I thought there might have been a translate option. Somebody wants to translate that, make sure it's nothing inappropriate.
I think that itinerary should be somewhere. And can you believe they were complaining that people were investigating, thinking they
Thanks. Thanks, Eric. You're a great mod.
investigating, thinking they stole the money. So obviously I did a little bit of a dance. I did a little dance. I was doing...
I wish I could pay you. YouTube doesn't pay me.
It's called We Do a Little Dancing. Creator Clash 3 is now delayed and fans
I
are...
literally had to scrounge at the greenhouse, and planting season's almost over, by the way, so I'm about to be out of a job for a while until the school season, essentially. At the greenhouse, and there's like nothing to plant really anymore. So, but I've been working there and saving all the money up for the business, for the Etsy shop, and I have to have $300 sitting in my account for them to verify my bank account. And I finally have enough money. It's so embarrassing, but I've been working really hard for it. You know what I mean? So, like, hours in the hot sun. And I don't do well in the heat. I'm complaining over nothing. People have way worse jobs than that. I've had way worse jobs than that. But I just have been working really hard for the business. And I'm getting some inventory in. It's taken forever. I haven't mentioned it on stream really because it's been taking so long, and I just thought when it's done, I'll post about it. You know what I mean? So, but it's Tales of Yarn and Clay, and I have an Etsy shop. I need to finish setting it up. But if you guys are into crochet things, or like I make stuffed animals, it doesn't matter.
Now delayed and fans are complaining because they can't refund their plane ticket. I can't wait to see them blame Ethan for this one. Yeah, so that's the thread we read before. So they actually can't get their plane ticket refunded, which is insane. So yeah, we won. What happened, Walt? I won. Ethan.
I really wanted to see Myth and fight. To be honest, I didn't know anybody on the card this year. I didn't really recognize hardly anybody but Lena and her opponent. I recognized Frogbait. What's her name? Funky Frogbait. Do you want this to be English only, chat, just to be safe? I don't know. So I don't always have to use Google Translate. Yeah, if it's easier. Yeah, if it's easier. Was it very inappropriate? Don't tell me. I'd rather not know. La 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 la. What kind of greenhouse? We plant all kinds of things. We have produce plants. We have it's a really nice greenhouse. It's big. Flowers. We grow a lot of the plants. They grow a lot of the plants from seedlings even. So, and bunch of very beautiful flowers. Really the only thing we get imported from, in terms of flowers imported from adulthood, is our roses. They're very pretty. Stop talking about the other stuff.
Ethan has a lot of smoke today.
I will not stop, and then the stream's gonna be something else.
Ian and Anisa using.
As soon as we get through this, though, we can have the after thing with chat if you guys want.
Anisa's own words, he alleges that Idubbbz is cheap, has bad breath, and shits his pants. What Anisa and Ian see every night. Now, the reason why this photo pops up here, I guess this is what Idubbbz dubbed as, well, apparently
Demon
this is
mode.
the version of demon mode. If you're unfamiliar, this is demon mode. I don't have the Demon Wiggler to pull up, but I have the Camden Gerard Davis one, so that'll be good enough. But that's the demon mode.
Camden Gerard Davis is such a deep cut. Oh my god. Holy shit, Nick, you caught me off guard. What? That's so funny. If you don't know who Camden Gerard Davis is, it's such a deep cut, dude. That's a funny joke. Mama Max is like that streamer that harassed a bunch of YouTubers to try to inflate his campaign about that he claimed was like for, you know, finding pedophiles and things of the sort. But everybody kept looking into his story, and there just wasn't there wasn't anything really. And Camden Gerard Davis was the guy accused, and he claimed to be a vampire, and there was like a cult. Mama Max claimed. I mean, it could be true, you know. I don't know, but that's such a deep cut. Oh my god.
Demon mode. Yeah, it's not very not very intimidating, I would say, by Ethan here. That's when he goes demon mode. Okay. The eye of Jude.
But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Creator Clash. Greenhouse stream when that would be dope. I've thought about doing the vertical streams and like just interacting with chat and like crocheting, stuff like that. I have a projector, like I could like put something that's ghetto as hell. We could all watch something together on the projector. But the greenhouse, that would be cool. I would have to do it if I'm alone back there sometime. Which I'm alone in the planting room sometimes. It's just me back there on occasion.
Jude, the eye of who's a Jewish guy? Who's like a guy?
Paddington 2 projector stream. That sounds sick. That sounds sick.
From the Torah. Ethan is using his powerful eye of come on, give me some. What is some Jewish guy?
I was gonna do something like that. I did like I read Reddit stories for 420. Eric was there. But I was gonna do like a vertical stream. Gummies. Just regular gummies. On 420. It's just a coincidence. Don't think about it.
Jewish guy. An iconic Jew. Who is an icon? The Eye of Moses! He's using the Eye of Moses to part her legs, dude. To part Ian's legs right now.
Like I said, Nick says some weird things when he's in jest.
Oh god, Ethan's clearly unhinged right now. I hope he spends time with his kids. Essentially, it's just like a big concern troll. That's what we say over here. The concern trolling behavior. Yeah, but based Tom Ward, yep. I have one more comment on this now online trend of showing...
Tom Ward is very based. You know, I applied to be his editor. Yeah. I applied to be his editor, and got the job. I just stopped. I like made it through like the first initial process. I even talked to his mods and stuff. And I applied to be a mod too. They said I could be a mod. So, Tom is a nice guy. I have talked to him very briefly in his chat. He probably has no idea who the fuck I am. So, but he's very nice.
Showing fake concern for somebody who you actually hate. They say things like, oh, they're spiraling. They really need help. I suffer from bipolar 2. Jesus Christ. Bipolar, it was so epic. They created a sequel. I suffer from bipolar 2.
That's why, what was it? There was somebody that was fucking with Tom, and it really pissed me off. Oh, it was Denims. Oh, God. There's so very few occasions where you will catch me anything or showing my opinion on anything, but I did. I got heated over that because I like Tom, and he's a girl's dad, and I think she accused him of misogyny because he sipped his water, dude, and it sent me. It literally sent me. She was like, "And look at this guy sipping his water." I was like, "What?" Leave Tom alone. Good Lord. Leave him alone. Tom's a nice guy, dude.
23, 25, and we are ready.
Is this correct? Yeah, this is it. All right. So, let's get into the Badempanada. Dun dun dun. If you thought it was if you thought who we were talking about was awful before, they weren't. Badempanada sucks. I do not like that guy. I do not.
Really interesting guest. Let's bring him on. His name is, once again, Ahmed Fuad Al-Khatib, and I'll have him tell you about his background.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a peace activist, a Palestinian peace activist, someone who I've been following for a while with great admiration, because he, kind of like me, all this guy does. There he is. I'll let him speak for himself. Hello, Ahmed. How are you? Thanks for calling.
Yes, of course. Thanks for having me on.
Hello.
I'm very grateful for the perspective that you've brought to this from the very beginning, because I think I'm like you. I'm someone who's in favor of peace, who's in favor of Palestinian liberation, who hates Hamas.
I truly think that this guy, I have not seen anything suggesting he is not being genuine. And that he is an actual advocate for peace. As well as he lost his parents. And he's lost family in the bombings. Like, you can't say that he's pro-Israel or Zionist just because he wants people to stop dying. Dude, I'm so sad. This is awful. Badempanada is such a bad person, guys. Like, I can't...
But that's individual family members who encourage their kids. That's not a lot of communal push and effort to say we're going to do this as a community, as part of a sophisticated infrastructure that harnesses our resources, our know-how, and that, honestly, quite frankly, I think even if you were to do the aforementioned, then you're going to inevitably hit the messaging wall. What is the messaging wall? It's twofold. Can you work with Zionists? Can you accept working with Zionists and the mainstream Jewish organizations and Jewish community as allies, prospective allies, or even as a necessary evil, quote unquote? The second piece is, what are you advocating for? Like two states, okay. How is a Palestinian state going to be framed in a way that's advantageous to U.S. interests? How is a Palestinian state not going to be a platform for Hamas's terrorism? How is a Palestinian state not going to be sabotaged by the Iranian meddling? Iran, every day, Palestinian security forces in the West Bank, they foil attempts by the Islamic Republic of Iran, to send money, to send guns, to send, and I have the receipts. I know the people who are involved in these efforts. Like, it does happen on a daily basis. Numerous plots are foiled.
That's another thing that I never see anybody here talk about, is the involvement of Iran and the funding.
Oh, completely. I mean, there is never going to be a free, stable Palestine while the Ayatollah's regime is still standing.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a
Israel-
malicious, invisible hand pushing, Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis to, conflict, right? And it's...
But are you going to talk about that, like, again, do we have a cohesive Palestinian body or several bodies that is Palestinian American and Arab?
So Badempanada, if you don't know, was the main pioneer of he was one of the main pioneers for the CPS thing. He had a stream where he said that Ethan's kids were eating dog shit and that basically saying that somebody should call CPS.
It'd be nice to facilitate one that...
This one, I don't, they didn't give me direct permission, so don't, like, be cool, guys, okay, please. I don't know, if they don't want to be publicized, I don't want to publicize them, you know what I mean? They're just, they gave me a good piece of info, and so I wanted to bookmark it. Let's not already forget about Ethan not supporting Palestine enough, and then he brings on a Palestinian. They report him to the FBI. That statement is so crazy to me. I said, they reported the guy Ethan interviewed Friday? For what? I haven't even heard about this. And then they said, yep, Badempanada spearheaded a campaign to report Ahmed for donation fraud, in quotations. And I said, God, that guy's just the worst. I'm with AB. He has to be a Mossad agent at this point. Falsely reporting a Palestinian advocate. He might actually be a Zionist. Edit. I may use this comment as a source for one of my streams. For a stream, may I use this comment for a stream I'm doing? I'll try to find the VOD of him doing this. If you have it, please let me know. I found it. He still has it up on his... He's unashamed. He has edited it. I'll even show you. It's actually crazy how unashamed he is. I said, absolutely insane. Apparently George has been harassing this guy for a while. Somebody said, I just can't understand how so many people are in support of this shit. And the same guy has a family killed in the bombing by Israel in Gaza. I'm not going to censor myself when it comes to this stuff, I've decided. I mean, I will maybe possibly in the future, but right now I'm small enough to where it doesn't matter, and I think that when I'm talking about it in this context, it's more than fine. And probably better because I don't want it to be considered like I'm not taking it seriously, so. But, like, because I just, like, when people, and it's not anybody's fault they're, like, doing YouTube guidelines, but when people go, like, boom, boom, instead of bomb, it's like, I can't do that. Anyway, the same guy that has a family killed in a bombing by Israel in Gaza, a man from there, with family still there, dying there, and they said he's a Zionist.
Palestine through the Atlantic Council, and I have a we have like our own standalone website, Realigned for Palestine.
Actually, I want to show his own. I want to show that on its own. Not with fucking George in the corner.
This link. So this is the this is the fundraising arm of the World Food Program, but all money here donated at this link goes to the World Food Program for Gaza specifically. And they're basically one of the biggest feeders of Gaza right now at scale. And then I'm going to send you, so you can donate there if you want to feed Gazans, and I'll send you the Realign for Palestine website that I would love if people can explore. And as you navigate that website, there is there's an option to.
Can you Lena, can you donate 1,000 to each one of those orgs for us? And then I hope that other people will join in supporting your cause. And it's great to know that there's that.
The World Food Program.
That's it. Yeah, that's really a good recommendation. Yeah,
I know those people for sure. They
Okay, so it's not even his charity. He doesn't even represent it. What?
Are like they're like they are getting food into Gaza right now.
That's great.
Those trucks that you hear about, that's all them.
Okay.
And that's what.
So there it is. I encourage everyone to support. We're gonna send some money to both of those orgs, and
thank you.
Thank you for calling and sharing your perspective. It's very.
Let's see what he has. So he has this video, this stream clip. My God. Fucking chaptered. And he has named this chapter Donation Scam for Palestine in quotations. Then down here, he has named this chapter How to Report Charity for Fraud. And he takes you to the FBI's website, and he walks his unhinged audience, he himself being unhinged,
now
through how to report this man for charity fraud. Report this guy, specifically, him, for charity fraud. I don't even think those are his charities.
Now, it's actually even worse than that, because in this H3 podcast episode, Ethan actually solicits donations to Ahmed Fouad Al-Khatib's Atlantic Council, and he calls it Donate to Palestine. So he tries to fool people into believing that you are donating to Palestine by donating to this think tank, this literal US government-funded think tank. Here is the segment you can see. Donate to Palestine is the name of this segment.
Work at the Atlantic Council, where I am a resident senior fellow, but also I run Realign for Palestine through the Atlantic Council, and I have a we have like our own standalone.
So one of them he does run, and the other one he says he knows them very well personally.
Website.
So Badempanada is saying you need to report him for Realign for Palestine.
Realign
Which, in my opinion, is still ridiculous, but I just want to get the narrative clear, and I don't want to mess things up. Still stupid as fuck, though.
Palestine.org. There is a donate button.
Okay, so let's check out Realign for Palestine, which was just solicited for donations on the H3 podcast and the Donate for Palestine label. Join the movement, engage with us. They solicit donations on their website. Donate to the movement. Now, it's interesting where this actually goes, because this is a donation to the Atlantic Council. You know, there's nothing here about donating to a charity or anything. This is just money to the Atlantic Council, because Realign for Palestine is just the Atlantic Council. It's an outcropping of the Atlantic Council, as you can see listed on their website right here. So even
didn't he just say he works for the Atlantic Council? You caught him.
Klein, instead of directing donations to like the UNRWA or the PCRF or something like that, he directs donations to a fucking US government outcrop think tank in the name of supposedly donating to Palestine. Not a single fucking dollar from this is going to Palestine. It's going to the Atlantic Council, and it's specifically going to Ahmad Fawad al-Khatib.
This is so much dumber than I thought it was. You don't know if it's going to Palestine or not. You can't say that. You have no idea.
Is Ahmad
You are
Fawad
guessing. You are guessing. He said that he works through that company for the charity. What the fuck are you talking about? That he literally said that. What are you saying?
is Ahmad Fawad al-Khatib's personal project. What this is the Atlantic Council with Ahmad Fawad al-Khatib at the helm of this project. They needed something that made it look like they had more than just one pro-Israel Palestinian who was paid off to do Zionist propaganda. So they created this website and they call it a movement. You know, engage with us. They use plural.
He is speculating. He has no idea what he's talking about. He does this. He just says he just guesses and he says it like it's fucking fact. Just outright, it's crazy. You have no idea. You can't fucking say this.
Us. They use plurals. They act like this is
nothing to prove to back up what he's saying other than literally what he just did, going to their website and then saying that this company is connected to this charity. He's making the rest of it up. He is filling in the blanks himself.
more than just one person. This is a strategy that is often used by wrecker organizations, by infiltrators to try and make it seem like they are the real movement and you can join them in lieu of the other movement. But what this actually is just fucking Ahmed. It's Ahmed. It's all Ahmed. It's one person who is being made to look like a whole organization. But like you go to any of their social media pages, like their Twitter, everything on here that claims to be from a Palestinian is just from fucking Ahmed. It's literally just like a personal vanity page. It's made to look like it's not just him. You know, first post that we see, it's just Ahmed. It's Ahmed giving a talk. At a recent event, Ahmed was there. You know, video by Ahmed. It's an organization that is just one person made to masquerade as like a legitimate pro-Palestinian organization as an initiative of the US government funded and the weapons industry
He's basing this off of pictures that he saw.
The people who are currently genociding Gaza in this moment to try and mislead people into believing that this is like the true pro-Palestine movement. When it's
I mean, he acts like he's speaking on big business, but he's fucking not. I think it's so crazy how he can speak with such confidence and say absolute fucking nonsense. See?
Literally one fucking... I'd call him a capo, but he's worse than a capo. Because capos were still concentration camp inmates. They betrayed their brothers and their sisters and everyone else in a quest to like try to avoid...
All right.
Recap here. Here is where you can report charity fraud on the FBI website.
Please fucking
online
don't
charity
do this.
fraud. At the
I know
internet...
you guys won't. But just, oh my god.
Crime Complaint
I hope
Center.
nobody did this.
This goes to the FBI. And it is not a false report in the USA to report things that actually happened to law enforcement agents. This is from...
You don't know if it happened. It is illegal. Stop. Don't do that. Anybody that watched Badempanada, please, I'm gonna fucking die. Please tell me you didn't fucking report that.
Code of Federal Regulations. A false report is when a person who knowingly gives false information to any law enforcement officer with the purpose to implicate another, or when they report to law enforcement authorities an offense or other incident within that concern knowing that it did not occur, or pretends to furnish such authorities with information relating to an offense or incident when he or she knows he or she has no information relating to an offense or incident. So, it is not against the law to report something that actually happened. As long as it actually did happen, and
you don't fucking know if it happened.
Genuinely believe that it is a violation of the law, you are not...
And you genuinely believe. If you convince yourself enough, it's not illegal. Come to find out. The fuck is... That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
By doing so. So, this actually did happen. They did actually say that you are donating to Palestine by sending money to the Atlantic Council. And if you believe that this is a crime, a violation of federal US law against laws regarding charity.
I'm getting mad. I have to stop. You get the point. Is anybody still here? Anybody like to talk about anything fun, please? You want to end on a good note? You want to take a poll on what to end on? Yeah, what the fuck am I doing, dude? I'm getting tired. Good to see you guys. I literally just learned how to do it. I forgot already. Do you know how to make a poll, Eric? Or can you make a poll as a moderator? He's acting like they're being so misleading, but his friends are acting like, but his friends are, thank you for checking. I learned how to do it, but is it this button? Yeah, I found it, so hold on. Okay. He's acting like they're being so misleading, but his friends are acting like buying Creator Clash 3 tickets supports charity, which it does not. Yes. Yep. This is insane. He has no care for his audience either. He truly has no care for the people that give him the time, money, and attention that he does not deserve. He has no respect for them. He's like, so if you really believe that what they're doing is illegal and you report it, it's not illegal. You can't make a false report if you genuinely believe it's true. What the fuck? You're setting them up for failure. Stop. Just don't even, I mean, whether you want to get into the nitty-gritty logistics of it, whether it would actually, like, get somebody in trouble or not, I don't fucking know. But I think it's too close for comfort, and he clearly does not give a shit. So, I want to do something fun now. I have to have editor permission to do stuff like that. I think I can change title and make polls and stuff like that. Oh. Okay. I will figure that out off stream. I feel like that's better. But yes, we will get that figured out. Because that might come in handy. There's been all kinds of times where, like, which I would have to change the thumbnail too, but been all kinds of times where I haven't covered exactly what I thought I was going to cover. Oh, good. He found me there. And say my handle should be the same on everything. Even Reddit, if you see me on Reddit, if anybody's seen me on Reddit. Okay, what is the poll? All right, let's do. Okay. Wait. What do we have? Okay. Um, sorry guys. Okay. What do? Poll. I'm so proud of that. You guys don't even have to vote. I'm just proud of my poll. 50-50. That's fair. This one's fair. Well, now I don't know what to do. Oh, Stargate's coming in. Thank you. I'm proud of this poll. Oh, Stargate's winning. Where does Stargate go? Oh. Shoo! I was sad. I was so sad. Okay, it looks like Stargate won. I'm happy that somebody voted for Olivia, though. Good deal. So I think a good compromise, because the girlies definitely showed up. The girlies showed up. We'll do mostly Stargate and maybe one little TikTok video. Okay. I know the perfect one too. It's very short and it's for the girls. It's great. And it's like very friend based. It's very happy and it'll leave it on a very good note. We'll do it after Stargate. Alright. So let's find an interesting file. I want to find like one of the some of these are like super interesting, and some of these are like, I had a bologna sandwich today. That's why I believe it though, because like I've read through a lot of these, and like they seem like pretty normal lab entries for the most part. Let's just go pick a random one. PDF. Good lord. What is this? Project Sunstruck? What is this? I don't even know what this is. Determine and describe the nature of key activity to a specific. Oh, it's an offset of Stargate. I see. Okay, so this is like the radio projection technology that they discovered that they found the alien bases with. Which, if you haven't heard of that, you can watch my Stargate stream. Please do, if you're interested. To determine and describe the nature of a key activity and specific geographical location represented by encrypted coordinates. That's interesting. And then they have the coordinates here. Okay. Sorry, it's probably not interesting to most people, but I want to find the one with the schematics. That was a cool one. Here's a handwritten note. I will be there. Any significant terrorist activity between now and the 31st January 1991. So what's interesting about this, when it's like actually talking about the Soviet Union and it's again, it's just like it makes me feel like this is like this is true, like this happened. Cuz like okay, if answered questions affirm the following: when, where, how, performed. So the whole point that they were the whole point of Stargate was to try to develop this technology, which they did develop. Let me see if I can find the schematics. Which they did develop. Radio visual technology, where basically you can. It's like imagine like a like it's, I don't know, you can it's like a live feed. You can actively see people but it's kind of like echo technology with like how dolphins use echolocation. So the fact that some aliens, apparently, according to some of the documents, which if you need to see the documents, they are in what I had there, but it's hard to find. So this is them talking about the bases: Titan Base, Mount Hayes, South America / South Africa. Different bases that they have found. I believe one is extraterrestrial, and then the other two are on Earth. So, well, I guess they're all extraterrestrial, but two of them are located here on Earth. But that's not helpful to me. Okay. And if you want to look at this yourself, it's very interesting. I can link it. This is the actual document. Good night. Good night. Do you know how to kickflip? I wish. I do not know how to kickflip. That would be sick. Can I not just... What happened? I just wanted to put it in chat so you guys could go and look if you wanted to. There it is. So now you guys have Stargate documents. There you go. Okay. Description activity. Oh, this guy's the handwriting of a doctor. He must be so smart. I can't read a lot of it, I'll be honest. I'm getting like words here and there. Unfortunately, some of it's like that. Feedback, that's interesting. What's that about? Like feedback with the echo technology? I would assume, yeah, they're recording feedback? Anyway. let's see. Do I have any more? Oh, so let me just tell you a different alien story though, real quick. Mm, so what's interesting is that a lot of extraterrestrial reports are right before a nuclear bomb. And so, assuming we believe that aliens are real, I would assume that they're trying to keep us from killing ourselves and the planet. It's just no bueno. It affects them. So, this one. The aerial school phenomenon. Phenomena. Do, 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 do. Okay. That was stupid. So, the aerial phenomenon took place in September 1994 when more than 60 children at a school in Ruwa, Zimbabwe, claimed that a UFO visited them during recess. In September 1994, a strange story emerged from the tiny community of Ruwa, Zimbabwe. There, 62 children, that's crazy when 62 kids reported to see this. Mass reports blow my mind. At the prestigious aerial school report seeing flying silver disc land on a nearby field. According to the children, bizarre creatures emerged from the disc, spoke to them. That one is up for debate. That information didn't come out until like the third interview, and people think that it might have been that part might have been coerced. But they're saying telepathically. Bizarre creatures emerged from the disc and spoke to them, what came to be known as aerial phenomenon. The creatures were allegedly human-like but had waxy skin and large penetrating eyes. What's more, the children reported that the creatures communicated through thoughts and not spoken words. Again, the kids were way older when that report was made. That wasn't a thing for a while. So, like, nobody had mentioned that for a long time before. So I'm wondering if that part is not true. I mean, it's probably all not true. I don't know, but that I would assume that that part, because they were literally interviewed 7 times, said the very similar things. And you can tell, like, when the interviewers were a little bit biased here and there, So, and, like, trying to push a certain narrative. I mean, they're kids. They're easily suggestible, but when they're all saying the same story in the beginning, I would hope that everybody would just stick with that story. But they're not going to. They're going to try to be like, and I discovered this part. No, and through my child psychology, I discovered this part. It's like, okay. Can't we just say that the kids saw aliens and be like, that's cool? Apparently somebody, I'm wondering if it's going to tell me, but there's somebody that's like famous that was in this class that saw this happen. Around 10 a.m., the children were outside. Here's a diagram. I love diagrams. Yay. Children were outside for a mid-morning break, but as they were playing near a school building, something in the distance caught their attention. As the children later told adults, they saw a silvery round disc. There's them. I guess it would be, yeah. Out to here. Right there. And right there, question mark. It looked like it was. I would assume that's from a different report. That report was made later, and that's why it's questioned. It looked like it was glinting in the trees. Looked like a disc. Looked like a round disc. One of the children told BBC a few days later. Another recalled seeing something silver amongst the trees, as well as a person in black. Most of the adults were indoors, and faculty was meeting and learned about what the children indoors for a faculty meeting and learned about what the children had allegedly seen once the meeting had ended. As IFL Science reports, the teachers were skeptical and continued the school day as normal, but then the children went home and told their parents. Some of the children described what they seen as aliens. Others believed that they were, I don't know, evil goblins from Shona folklore and Nadal folklore. Nabel. And their parents, who paid Ariel School's expensive tuition, were determined to have learned what had actually happened. There were only ones, so they weren't the only ones. Soon, Ariel School phenomenon had attracted the attention of UFO experts. Oh, expert, that one. There were several people that came and talked to the kids. Was this the first lady? Here's the first lady that talked to the kids. She has her own personal findings. Okay, this guy, I think this is the guy that started with the whole, telepathy. Yeah. That, we don't know if that's real. Nobody reported that at first. Anyway, I think that's interesting. Imagine aliens traveling light years to fall in love with baloney. Just a thought from Nikki's comments. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. I wonder if baloney can adapt the echolocation, because apparently that's how aliens communicate, much like dolphins. That's what we've learned. That's what we know. These are the facts. This is the evidence. Stargate. Oh, okay. So I know that she went to bed, but let's see.
Sometimes when I'm lying in bed, I randomly...
Okay. So this is nice.
Sometimes when I'm lying in bed, I randomly remember that Tana Mongeau was kinder to me in 30 seconds than majority of people in my entire life. I had just started getting into canceled podcasts last year around Coachella, okay? And I'm at Coachella by myself. I'm literally wearing a sleeping bag. I'm wearing a figure skating outfit. I thought that's what people were wearing. Turns out that's not in. Okay, I was way behind the fashion trends. Oh well. So I'm looking like that, just kind of standing around, and I see her there in the VIP section, and they had just announced all the show dates and they weren't going to LA. And I'm like, shoot, I'm never going to be able to meet her, you know? So I was debating and wrestling with the idea. I'm like, maybe I can just say hi and really quickly take a picture. I don't want to bother her. This isn't a meet and greet, you know? She's like trying to have a good time. I noticed there's a security guard, and I'm like, okay, wait. Well, what if I just go up to him and maybe I can chat with him?
Out of blood. She took a picture. She was very nice.
Like, hey.
She was very nice. And this girl was
okay.
very sweetly appreciative. I thought it was nice.
Then there's me. This girl turns around, and remember, I had just started watching Canceled. This woman turns around, comes right up to me, and she is the kindest, and I mean kindest human, forget influencer, kindest human being I have ever met.
Which one? There's a couple. Who the fuck's... You're talking about like Kayla? Dumb. I don't want to log into TikTok.
Sometimes when I'm lying in bed,
Oh. I've seen a couple like that. This the first lady. Have you heard of what's happening with the McBrooms? Can talk about that sometime. The McBrooms are going crazy, guys. So essentially, thank you. I will click. I'm gonna watch this. This seems amazing. I love this already.
Please excuse the hair, but
Girl, you look beautiful.
here is part 1 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry?
I will get into McBroom stuff another time. I will cover that some other time, but it's very interesting. It's just crazy. It's just nuts. Basically, Austin cheated on Catherine, tried to defend himself, and then basically outed her for doing ayahuasca, and then insinuates that the kids were around while she's doing ayahuasca, and that's not real. Like she hasn't been. I don't know. Basically accuses her of committing a crime on the internet, and then it says that on the internet after being the one to cheat on her. It's pretty crazy.
Of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? So I met my ex-husband around March 4th of 2020. We met on Facebook dating site.
She seems very intriguing.
And we also matched on Hinge. I did not realize that he was on both under 2 different names. So one was his actual name and the other one was a variation, like a nickname that he called himself. Different pictures. So it was a running joke between us. Oh, you ain't even recognized that you had matched with me on Hinge. No, I didn't. And also that should have been a red flag. By the way, you will notice in this story, I called it the United Nations of red flags. It is so many red flags that, I mean, you would have thought.
That's hilarious.
I was colorblind because I ignored all of them. So, anyway.
We've all been there, girl. I love her.
Back to the story. We met around March 4th. We exchanged phone numbers. He called me and we talked on the phone for the first time. In the first phone call, he told me that he had just moved to Georgia from California, from San Diego. His job had transferred him because he was being transferred in as the new regional manager for a major condiment company that is based here in Georgia. I'm not going to say the name. And so we also talked about his childhood. He told me,
this is a great series to just keep. Oh. my playlist, my saved videos. We'll just put, and I'll change it. I'll make it more specific. Let's just do this for now. Oh, this is good palette cleanser. Thank you, Eric. I like her.
Childhood, he told me he grew up in Philly. He's from Philly. Both of his parents were deceased. This is the first phone call. Both of his parents were deceased. His father was a Philadelphia.
That reminds me of Brooke.
Police officer. His mom was.
But his parents are probably actually passed. She did a Who the Fuck Did I Marry series on her ex-boyfriend, and he lied about his. It's horrible. I have not seen this. I like it.
Police officer. His mom was a teacher. He also told me he briefly lived in Augusta with his family. He had 2 brothers and 2 sisters. He also had 2 half-brothers on his dad's side. First phone call. So I'm just giving you guys the backstory. This was the first phone call we had. So we talked about family. We talked about friends. We talked about our jobs. At the time, I was working at Georgia State Patrol. And he knew this, and he just thought that was like, wow, you know, so you work with troopers all day. Yes, I did. Also in that phone call, he explained to me that he used to play football. He explained that he used to play arena football. I know nothing about arena football. I know about NFL, I know about college, go Dogs, but I don't know anything about arena football. So he explained to me that he used to play arena football. He used to work at Apple in the off season of arena football.
I'm invested.
And I remember thinking on that phone call, oh, okay, you know, like, good for you. I don't know anything about arena football, and I believe I did tell him that. I don't know anything about arena football. That'll come into play later on. So he told me, you know, I just moved here. My job is paying for my housing, and they're helping me to look for a house. He was like, right now I'm in Gwinnett County, but I'm trying to look for a house, ideally in Atlanta, like
I love trying to guess what it is, but I can't.
Haven, Sandy Springs. He was like, I really would like to move out there. And so I thought, you know, that's great. You know, you're looking to get a house. You just moved here. He was like, I don't really know too many people here because I spend all my time at work, and, you know, this job is really demanding. So that was our first phone call. We talked more. He talked a lot, which took me by surprise because I'm not really used to.
Click. Good Lord. Each video is so good. She always leaves you guessing what's going to happen next. I'm excited. I think we watched this one. We save the res for future palette cleansers. I'm gonna put her in the TikTok girlies column. You can go up there with them, girl. There you go. Oh. That's me. Guys, I am tired. Oh well. Where did she go? I feel like I'm going fucking crazy. Is it? Okay. It's because I opened it in chat. I know what happened. I'll just do this. But then you guys are gonna see my history. Thought history typed H. Good Lord. I'm getting tired. I don't. It's embarrassing. I don't want you to know what I've been watching. Don't look. Don't look. Alright.
I remember thinking on that phone call, oh, okay, you know, like, good for you. I don't know anything about arena football, and I believe I did tell him that. I don't know anything about arena football. That'll come into play later on. So he told me, you know, I just moved here. My job is paying for my housing, and they're helping me to look for a house. He was like, right now I'm in Gwinnett County, but I'm trying to look for a house, ideally in Atlanta, like Brookhaven, Sandy Springs. He was like, I really would like to move out there. And so I thought, you know, that's great. You know, you're looking to get a house. You just moved here. He was like, I don't really know too many people here because I spend all my time at work, and, you know, this job is really demanding. So that was our first phone call. We talked more. He talked a lot, which took me by surprise because I'm not really used to men talking more than me. He eventually asked me out on a date. Our first date was set for Saturday, March 7th, 2020. He asked me what was my favorite restaurant. I said Cheesecake Factory. And so we agreed to go out at the Cheesecake Factory in a location that was in between. I lived in Clayton County at the time. He lived in Gwinnett County. I realized that if you don't know anything about Metro Atlanta, that makes no sense. But basically, we lived about 45 minutes apart. So we agreed to meet at the Cheesecake Factory over at Perimeter Mall, which is in an area, Sandy Springs, Dunwoody area.
But I just got it just a little bit.
I was excited. Like, I called my friends and was like, I got a date, you know, blah, blah, blah. We'll see how it goes. First conversation was good. Hopefully he looks like his pictures, because, you know, that's always an issue with online dating. Hopefully he looks like his pictures. So on my way to our date, I took 285, and literally right before I got to Boulder Crest, the exit for Boulder Crest, I heard a boom, and I lost control of my car. Thank God that well, not thank God, but I knew what to do. So I did not crash, but my tire blew out. So I called him and I said, hey, I'm so sorry, but my tire just blew on 285. I'm slowly making my way off the exit. I believe I pulled into a Chevron gas station, and I said, you know, I got to get this fixed. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm a damsel in distress kind of thing. He kind of paused. He got quiet, and he was like, you know, tell me exactly where you are. Drop your pin. So I dropped the pin. And he came to the gas station, got out the car, and I was so relieved that he actually looked like his pictures that I was like, oh my God, he's actually attractive, because he's like 6'4", 6'5". Oh, also, man, I apologize. So let me go back to the first conversation. Let me add something. He did tell me in the first phone call that he was divorced, and that his ex-wife, she had 2 children, a boy and a girl, who were teenagers, young adults. I think the girl was about 20. And he said that he had a very close relationship with his stepkids, but that he and his ex-wife had divorced because she cheated on him out in California. And so coming to Georgia was a new beginning for him. She was still out in California. The kids were still out in California. And so, you know, he was like, I can't stand her, but I still want to be in the kids' lives.
He's still with her, is my guess.
I have to put that in there because that will come back later. So this is just setting the stage. Again, that first conversation was, we talked about family, job, friends, how he ended up in Georgia, me being in Georgia, the things that, you know, I would think people talk about in the first conversation. All right, now back to the tire blew out. So he shows up to the gas station. He changes my tire, which I just thought was the sexiest thing in the world. And then he proceeds to say, hey, I found a tire place around the corner. You need to get another tire. Like, you can't drive on this donut. So he followed me to the tire place, and then helped me get a tire, paid for it. So I was definitely like, wow. And so the vibe was good. So anyway, I get the tire fixed. We follow each other to the Cheesecake Factory over in Perimeter. We hold hands walking into the Cheesecake Factory. So in my mind, I'm like, this. Oh my God, I had butterflies. That's the look of a woman who had butterflies. So I had butterflies. And we go in, there's a long wait. And so we sit outside and we just talk. And the conversation's great. And this is where he tells me what it is he's looking for. He tells me, you know, I believe at the time he was 42. He was like, I want to get married and it'd be for real. He's like, my parents were married 40 plus years before my mom passed away. And I want that. I want marriage, family, a house. Like, that is what I want. He's like, I'm as a man, I'm ready to get married, but I want it to be for real, because the first time, you know, it really hurt me when she cheated on me. So he's telling me everything that I wanted to hear. And so he was like, what is it that you want? And I said pretty much the same thing. I was like, I'm ready to get married, definitely want to have a family, and I want to marry my best friend. So we both put on the table that we wanted marriage. And this is the end of part 1.
Damn, girl. Damn, girl. She is a good storyteller. You're right, Eric. She left me wanting more. Yeah. For real. That's how you seduce a lady. I was about to be like, when she when she said that, I'd be like, girl, I can change your tire, but I don't know. I have been able to change my tire one time. I was very proud of myself. And I was very proud of myself. The problem is that my stepdad fixes my car, and when he puts the bolts on, he does it as tight as he can. I don't know why, but I can't get it off when he does it, so I have to call somebody. Yeah, unless he cranks it, then I need somebody to come and help me. But he doesn't crank it by hand. He uses like a gun, like one of those like bolt guns or whatever. So oh. Well. Oh. I guess we could watch another one. I'm kind of hooked, I'll be honest. This is the full version? I want to watch her version. Let's see what this does if I just...
Alright, Who the Fuck Did I Marry? Part 2. So we both put on the table what it is that we wanted. We both had established we were dating for marriage. We were not dating just to date. We were not trying to be friends with benefits and none of that. So the dinner at Cheesecake Factory went really well. We laughed, we joked, we talked about people, which is kind of up my alley, my sense of humor. It was a good vibe. So at the end of the date, or excuse me, at the end of dinner, we sat in his car and he played this song for me by John Legend. I don't know the name of the song. By the time this video posts, I will put the name at the bottom. I can't remember the song. I just remember that John Legend was talking about, I think I met my wife tonight. And I thought it was a sign. So I was like, oh my God. So anyway, we ended up sitting in the car talking just about life.
You know, it really meant something to her because she's remembering all these little details, and that's so sweet.
And experiences until about midnight. So during this conversation, he again is telling me how it was, what it was like living in California, how he went out there.
I mean, she's sweet. I'm assuming he seems all right now, but he's going to take a dark turn, I'm sure.
He went to San Diego State. He played football for San Diego State. He talked about how, life, he loved it out there, so he stayed. That's when he joined the company. And then he explained that he also did arena football, but only did it for about 2 or 3 years. He claims that while he was doing arena football, the team that he was on won a championship. But again, keep in mind, I don't know anything about arena football. So I was like, okay, I didn't know they had championships. And he was like, he got a little offended, like, yeah, they got championships. And, he was on that team.
Weird.
So he talked to me about how he worked at Apple.
Strange. Do they have championship? I'm about to look this up.
He worked something in the IT area of Apple, but it within the store. Again, it was one of those, it's like when I tell people I used to work at Amazon. I really wasn't paying much attention to it. Why? So we talked about all that. We talked deeply into what happened with the ex-wife. It's because I asked. He was not volunteering all this information. So in other words, I get very uncomfortable.
She's spilling some tea, so I'm paying attention.
Comfortable when men start talking about their ex a lot. That's not what happened. I was asking questions because I was really trying to figure out, okay, are you ready for a relationship, or are you still missing her? So we talked about that. We talked about my exes. That was a mistake I made because I talked about how I dated at one point in time somebody I worked with. That will come back later. And he seemed real cool about it. He was like, that was before me and blah, blah, blah. So the conversation was good. Midnight comes and I go home. Yes, I went home. We ended up talking. Mind you, our first date was March 7th. And within about 2.5 weeks, Brian Kemp, our governor, shut Georgia down. We were going to be on lockdown. So
arena football does have championships. I don't know nothing about football.
During those 2.5 weeks, we talked every day. We went out again at Red Lobster. I remember Red Lobster. But everything was going great. The issue was, where are we going to quarantine? So the question was, are we going to quarantine at his place, which he had like a studio type of situation. Like, it clearly, where he was staying, I was like, it's like a studio apartment, but he kept telling me like, this is temporary because I'm looking for a house. Like, he showed me the email from a woman who worked at the company where she was out on
These are some deep lies. You gotta be doing some crazy work.
maternity leave, but she was putting him in contact with a realtor to help him find a townhome or a single family house. So I was just like, okay, this is definitely temporary. Like, he's not trying to stay here long term. And she was apologizing in the email. I'm so sorry, you know, this should have been taken care of before you got here, but it wasn't. Da, 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 da. I saw the email. I read it. I read the email. So the decision was, we're going to quarantine at the studio, or are we going to quarantine in my house? First mistake I made. Well, there's a lot, but this was a mistake I made. So ladies, caution moment. During one of our dates, because keep in mind, in those 2 weeks, we were seeing each other quite a bit. Nothing physical or anything like that. Just two people who I thought were really on some, all right, let's see if this is going to grow into something. He came to my house. When he came to my house, I had a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhome. He was in a studio. Now, I'm telling you guys all of this in order of how it happened. So some things I'm probably going to insert what I was thinking and the mistake I made. Can I turn this off? No. Okay, still need that. And I say that to say that I did not realize inviting him to my home probably made his eyes go, oh shit, she's a keeper. She got this 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhouse, and I'm in like a little studio. Yeah, let me go ahead and pursue this. What I need to do to quarantine here. The decision was made, quarantine at my house. So the state went on lockdown. He came and stayed with me in my home, and for the most part, in the initial beginning, it was fine. It was fine. The reason why I hesitate is because I grew up in the church. So for me, it was really like an internal struggle of, bruh, you always said you would never live with a guy unless he was your husband. And now you living with a dude and he ain't your husband. Like, it was a struggle for me because I knew better. And don't come for me. I'm just telling you the way I grew up. It was like that. It was not sitting right with me. But at the same time,
just her personally, I know what she's saying.
I didn't want to quarantine by myself. I did not want to. So there we go. So
there's a lot of couples I've noticed, like quarantine couples, that just like you hear horrible stories. Not saying it.
He moved in. We talked about the bills. Let me clear something up that I said in the other video where I said he paid all the bills. He paid all the household bills. He did not pay my car payment, my cell phone, or my car insurance. He paid the rent, because my rent at the time was less than $1,000. He paid the utility bills. And so when he's telling me that he's a regional manager, I was like, wow, okay, so you got money. And so he paid all the household bills. So my check really was just taking care of me, myself, and I. And I am not, this is where it's not gonna make me look good, but it's the truth. It was intoxicating to not have to worry financially about how to pay the bills. It was a wonderful feeling. And so I kind of pushed to the side the fact that, yeah, you shacking up, because it's like, but
girl, that's fair. Don't feel bad. You're fine.
Your paycheck, you don't have to worry right now. Like, he's taking care of all of April's bills before April even comes, because this was still March. So we're living together, and I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, he's helping to cook and clean, and then we have a conversation about house. Is he still going to buy a house just for him, or is he going to buy a house where it's for us? Because we are going to try to make this thing work, be official, get married, have a family. So the question now on the table is, what are we going to do? Because I didn't want to stay in Riverdale, Georgia. I did not want to raise a family there. I refused to have a baby in Clayton County. So the decision was made, let's start looking for a house for both of us. Remember, he was already looking for
I know where she's talking about, I think.
For a house for him. But then he was like, you know what? We're together. I plan to marry you. Let's look for a family home.
I've been in Georgia.
For the two of us.
For like an extended period of time. No, where I stayed was Clarksburg. I wonder how far.
He was like, this is how much I was approved for. That's when he showed me the Chase paperwork. It was a letter stating that and it had the Chase emblem at the top. He showed me a letter stating that he was approved for $700.
Today we attempt to turn a $1.
Jesus. Fucking steak jump scare. And you know that.
Princess Bubblegum is one of Adventure Time's most...
Your plays. What the hell? What the hell is this? What the hell, Barry? The Heliante? Anyway, that's probably a sign at the time. It's okay, I'll come find you guys. I found you guys. Thank you. Oh. Is it just me, or do you guys get anxious when people drive and make videos / stream? Yeah, that gives me anxiety. Did I save the whole thing? Can I save the whole? Yes, over here is where Gotcha. Okay.
All right, who contact in the other video? What are we going to do? Or because then he was like, you know, this emblem at the top. He showed me a letter stating that he was approved for $700. All right, part 3. Who the fuck did I marry? So this is when he showed me a letter from Chase with the Chase logo at the top, stating that he had been approved for a mortgage for a $750,000 mortgage or a $750,000 house. So he was like, we can't go over $750,000. And I said, I remember asking him, can you afford the mortgage on a $750,000 house? Because I know I can. This is when he explains to me, I told you how I played arena football. I invested my money really well. So he said, I have money that will help pay for the mortgage. He was like, we're good. Like, I'm financially, I am okay.
That's scary.
He was like, that's why I'm able to get approved for $750,000 mortgage. So he told me that his money was in different savings accounts. He said he had an account with Chase Bank, he had an account with US Bank, and he had an offshore account. This is what he told me. The offshore account, I was like, why? And he explained something about, oh, the U.S. the U.S. imposes taxes on money when you have a certain amount in U.S. banks. He was like, so everybody knows that it's smart to have some money in an offshore account. Y'all, look, I live paycheck to paycheck. I was like, okay, that's whatever. I said, so you have the money to pay for a home. I'm also holding in my hand a letter from Chase saying that he was approved for $750,000. So I went off of what I saw. So we contacted a realtor. I won't say his name, but man, if he ever sees this TikTok, I owe this man such an apology. But we contacted a realtor who was based in Cobb County, because I was very adamant I wanted to move back to Mary.
I'm so brain rotted when she said based. I was like, oh, he's based.
Marietta, Smyrna area.
And then she said in Craig County.
In Cobb County, Georgia. He was fine with that. His whole attitude was, you know, you're going to be my wife, happy life. So we met a realtor. I would find houses that I wanted to tour. Keep in mind that
Okay, I really should go to bed. I'm gonna pause it there. Based? Oh, I have to go to the greenhouse in the morning. So, I will be seeing you guys. Please feel free to come hang out anytime that I'm here. Don't feel pressured though. Oh. Ow. Cracked my wrist. It didn't hurt actually. It just surprised me. Good night. Good night. Good night, gang. Good night, Eric. Good night, everyone. Yeah, I like this one. It was good. It was good. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be way heavier than it was. It was in parts. It was at times. But it ended nice. So. I will. I need to get my Epic Games logged into, and I need to get Twitch logged into. This is a new laptop. I need to get all my shit transferred to this one. Because like a dum-dum, I decided to make all these accounts on my bad laptop, but that's all I had at the time. But I knew it was a shit laptop, but I did it anyway. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Alright. I will be seeing you guys. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It was a good night. It was a good stream. I really do appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys. And thank you, Eric, for moderating. Thank you. Thank you, Trevor, for moderating. Yep, thanks for everybody for being here. Shout out to Kit Segura or Seguri. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. You were a goat in chat tonight. Marshall, you were a goat in chat tonight. Marshall Humphrey, you were a goat. Goblino Gang, you were a goat. Northern Riot, you were a goat. Hassel, I appreciate you being here, bro. Regardless, I appreciate you being here. Yeah. FF Pirate, thank you for being here. This was a funny comment. Thank you, Noah Walsh. Alright, I will be seeing you guys. Thank you.